Welcome to my first episode. Today I want to show you how I turned this into this. So obviously every 3D printed model starts with a 3D model. I like to add magnets to my models, and a couple people at work asked me how I do that. So I thought I'd throw in the beginning here what I'm doing when I'm doing that. All you have to do is create a cylinder in Blender and then scale it to the size of your magnets. I like to use 4 magnets in each one of my joints, 2 on either side of the joint. So the cylinder I'm making is the size of all 4 magnets put together. Then you just need to add a loop cut to the center of the cylinder and 2 additional loop cuts on either side. Then I scale up the center loop cut, and it makes a nice beveled edge where the magnet goes in. Then once I've got that shape created, I can use that shape to cut out all the magnet holes on my whole model. All you have to do is align it wherever you want a magnet at. Then you can slide it in to where it's just in the middle of that raised loop cut that I made. And once you have it in the position you need, put your model back together the way that it's going to be once it's printed out, and then Boolean cut that shape out of those 2 objects. And that'll give you nice, perfectly beveled magnet holes on both halves of your object. Just like that. And it's not necessary to do it that way, but I think it looks good, and I like it to look nice and clean. Even though you really don't see the magnets when it's together, it's more of the idea, but that's the way I do all of them. I wanted the arms to be articulated, so I deleted out the keys. You can see that long shaft on the arm there that would slide into the shoulder joint. So I deleted the hole and I deleted that shaft. So that way the magnet is the only thing holding the arm on. And then you can reposition the arm. I don't see a lot of people doing that with their models. And I have been lately, and I really like it, especially their heads. If you redo their neck and make it so their head can turn, it almost makes the model like posable. And this is just for the people that don't know what the slicer is also. This is the program that puts all the supports on the model before I print it. And it basically makes like an MRI image of the model. And you can see on the white side there, those are the pictures it uses to burn the resin. A lot of my friends don't understand how it works. And I gotta be honest, I didn't understand how any of it worked either until I got a printer. And then I was like, oh, I see. It's still like magic to me. I mean, but I at least understand what's happening now. So with all that done, now I can fire up the print. The printer I'm using to print this is an Elegoo Saturn III Ultra. If you're interested in 3D printing with resin, I highly recommend you getting it. It's one of the best ones you can get for the money. I like to use the Elegoo 8K standard space gray resin. It's just my favorite one. It's not sponsored by Elegoo in any means, this video, but it could be. And while this print's running, I'm going to go ahead and get the base print on my filament printer. I didn't show myself modeling that because it's just boring anyway. I did actually model the base on this model. I usually take the bases, depending on what they are. I just want them to be simple circles or boxes. This one I added some clutter and stuff to it, so it'd be more of a barren Terminator kind of wasteland. And this printer, by the way, is the Flash Forge Adventure 5M Pro. It's a nice printer, it prints well. And now that that print's done, I'm going to take it off the plate. I believe this print was 4 plates at the scale that I made the model. That print's coming along nicely, although it doesn't look as good as I wanted it to look. I mean, I knew it was going to look, you know, kind of questionable. It was supposed to look bad, but not like bad print. Bad land, good print was what it was supposed to be. Everything else turned out great, though. The Terminator printed good. All these fine details on his hands and stuff. It was actually hard to tell what was supports and what was arm parts. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that I broke it several times. But that's what super glue is for. Like there, I'm trying to figure out where exactly this goes on the model. I didn't have a picture of it. I know it goes somewhere up there, but that is definitely not where it goes. I'll figure it out later. After you clean off the prints, or the supports rather, then you have to wash the prints. This is, and my Rhino cleaner is terribly dirty. It needs to be filtered out, but it still does the job. It still gets them clean. But you can use isopropyl alcohol or Rhino cleaner or various resin cleaners. I think the Rhino's doing okay. This is the first time I've used it. And then you got to cure them, which I filmed sideways on accident. And there is the barren wasteland, and as you can see, obviously it was going to look a little rough. That was the idea, but it did not print on the top of it. And there's all the pieces set out. I decided just to go ahead and keep that base. It's going to be in a dark room. You're not really going to see the base anyway. But you can see there, it just stopped printing at the top and kind of didn't adhere. It wasn't modeled very good. That was totally my fault. Everything else was ready to go. I did have to sand some of these parts so they'd fit together. That's what the white dust is. It wasn't that they didn't wash good, it's because I had to sand it, and I lost the footage. Here it is fully assembled. Now on this model, to get the paint job to turn out the way I want it to turn out, I'm gonna have to go with a gloss black base coat. Normally, I use a flat black for all my models, and that way, if I don't end up painting them, I still think they look really cool sitting there in flat black, so I'll just paint everything flat black. But again, the finish I want on this, I have to use gloss, and you'll see why in a little bit. The model is impressive. I mean, whoever modeled this thing, if it wasn't such tight tolerances, I think all those parts would move. The cylinders and everything, you can tell there were gaps in the cylinders. Up, there's some supports I missed. That's okay. It's good enough for who it's for. So here are all the parts base coated with gloss black. And also, I didn't prime it really good. I didn't hold it up in the air and get underneath of any of the parts because he's fragile, and in the end, you're not really going to be able to see any of it anyway. Depending on the model, you know, I'm more thorough, but this one, you'll see why it's not going to matter. Plus, off the camera, I put all the magnets in. Now, this is the magic, the graphite powder. You can get this on Amazon. I think it was like $14 or $15 for this container. Now, this container will probably last a year. I've seen a lot of people use this with full-size armors, but I've never seen anybody do it with models. It applies best with a makeup sponge, and I have a brush just for brushing off any of the excess powder. I suggest wearing a mask too, because the powder goes everywhere. And this is amazing. This blows my mind every time. We'll do the head first, because that's the most impressive spot. Just get a little bit of powder on there, and just buff it onto the paint. The paint has been a day old. It did dry for a day. I mean, you can tell already. Look at that. It's amazing. So simple. It makes any kind of metallic paint look like garbage. I mean, I don't think I'll ever use metallic paints again if I want an actual metal chrome look. I mean, this is insane. Then I'll just brush off the little bit of residue. And then after this sits overnight, pretty much, it won't come off on your hands anymore. It kind of binds to the paint. I mean, look at that. It blows my mind. I mean, it's sitting here in the room with me. I can't believe it looks that good. Every time I look at it, you cannot tell it's not metal. And the video doesn't even do it justice in real life. I mean, it literally looks like it is made of steel. I'll speed the rest of this up. It's incredible. So, basically I want to do that to the entire model. Here I wanted to try I have a small sponge brush, because there's a lot of little details in there. It works, but it wasn't great, and it was taking a lot longer than I wanted, so I just switched back to the regular one. You just gotta be careful, because he's very breaky. Now there's some parts I intentionally left off the model too. I did not print the gun, because I didn't like the shape of the gun, to be honest with you. People are gonna hate me for that probably, because it's probably like standard Terminator gun, but I didn't print the gun out. And then also, he has some servos, or not servos, I guess, hydraulics on his hips and his neck. I left the neck ones off because I wanted to be able to turn his head, and with them on there, he would be glued tight. Oh, I'm gonna print a full-size hand like this too. I mean, look at this thing. I'm pretty sure this was modeled well enough that I could scale this up to full scale, and it would still look good. So before I add the small amount of paint that goes on the model, I wanted to try some of this like chrome vinyl. I think it'd work if I cut it out perfectly in a circle for his eye, but I just wanted to test it out. And I ended up just painting it on. But later, I don't know, I think it would look pretty good. I mean, this part's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just painting the teeth. You want to paint teeth individually, don't paint them all at once, otherwise it'll look like a big white mass inside of his mouth. And his eyes will be red. And I'm going to put a couple white specks in his eyes as well. Now I did glue parts of the model together. His legs didn't need to be articulated, and his hips didn't need to be articulated. So that all got super glued. And I did glue on the hydraulics that go on his hips. They needed to be trimmed down a little bit because they didn't quite fit. But again though, they slide in and out of the sockets as though they would function if they were just broke down and printed individually. It's a very good model. Which, by the way, now I did get this model at cgtrader.com. That's where I get all my really nice models at. And it was by a creator named RecVisit. So if you go to cgtrader.com, look it up. Now here's the best part. This is why I wanted to get rid of those keys. Because now I can position his arms and his hands any way that I want. You can turn the model in any direction and have the head facing out whatever way you want him to be looking. Which makes the whole model, just his head being able to turn like that, makes it so much better. And it's something I don't see very many people doing, if any. It's very cool. Anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching, and hopefully, as I do this, they'll get better.